guys, it's Ahmer here. So today I have another video game pickup video for you. Now all of these items were scored local, and some of these were actually scored from 2 indoor-outdoor flea markets that are near me. So let's go ahead and see what I got. So these first 2 items right here, this one on top is actually one that I've wanted for quite some time. A buddy of mine was actually getting rid of it, and I made an offer that he couldn't refuse. I still didn't pay as much as they go for on eBay. So this is a pretty awesome wooden storage unit that you go ahead and store all of your Super Nintendo games in here. So right now I actually use a lot of these Nintendo 64 drawers for my Super Nintendo games because they will fit as well. But this one's just so cool as it has this pretty awesome cartridge. Now they do make 2 variants of this. They have a gray one and this black one. So this one is just really sleek. It looks great with the others. And then of course I have another one of these Nintendo 64 drawers. I think that's probably the last one that I'll need to go ahead and add all of my games to it, as I think one of them is in a third party one of these style containers. But these are just so sturdy, they're great, and especially with the Super Nintendo games, they already have the labels on top, so you can just alphabetize them and see which games you want to play. And then I have those end labels that you could go ahead and look at for the Nintendo 64 drawers. So those are definitely pretty sweet, and I'm excited that I picked them up local, didn't have to worry about shipping, and I found these for such a great deal. And this one especially is one that is very difficult to find. I've never actually seen one in person before, so I had to have this one in the collection. And then on to all of these games here. So all of these were actually scored from 2 different flea markets, and one in particular, I'm going to go ahead and drop their information below. They're actually located at the Dundalk Flea Market, and of course that's in Dundalk, Maryland. So their flea market's open on the weekends, and this guy in particular, you'll see some footage of his table today. He actually has this really awesome setup right in the front. It's at one of the tables, so you can't miss him when you go in there. He accepts cash and card, and he just has so many different games. A lot of them are pretty sought after games, and they're some of the ones that he no longer needs in his collection. So I actually scored a lot of these from him, and I got some pretty great deals on them. He's always been pretty helpful when I go there, and he's willing to work some deals on some things. So this is definitely pretty sweet. And then the rest of them I actually scored from another outdoor flea market, but that one has been my good luck charm, so I'm pretty excited about that. So first up we have this NES game. This is one that I did not have. Here we have this Kid Nicky game. I got it for just a few dollars. So this is a pretty good label, and it has nothing wrong with it. So this is in pretty good shape. So this will look great in the collection, and I'm actually looking forward to trying out some of these games. And then on to this Mortal Kombat game. This is Ultimate Mortal Kombat. This is for the Nintendo DS. This was complete. And it even says that there's a Mortal Kombat Puzzle Combat game included. So this is definitely pretty sweet. So it comes with the original little cart right there. And then we have this manual with a lot of the different gameplay and characters. It's the instruction booklet. So right here it says play 2 Mortal Kombat classics anywhere. So I haven't actually played these on the handheld versions. So I figured for such a great deal, I had to pick this game up, as Mortal Kombat is one of my favorite fighting style games, so I had to add that one to the collection. And then of course we have the Smurf Racer game. So this is one of those racing style, your kart style, just like Mario Kart, but it's always nice to try out some different ones that you can play with some of your friends that aren't Mario Kart related, because usually that's the game that you always play. So here we have these Smurf characters. It says Ready, Set, Smurf. The Smurfs are back, and they're hitting the track in this hilarious, fun-filled Smurf racing adventure, guaranteed to cause laughter from start to finish. So this one looks like some of those classic Smurf characters. and I'm actually looking forward to trying this out, seeing exactly how this kart racer is. So another game scored for some great deals. Then of course we have some Road Rash, and this is 3D for the PlayStation 1. So this is the ultimate fight to the finish line. So I loved playing these Road Rash games back in the day. You would always race next to people, you'd hit them with a bat, and everything else. So this is pretty cool. It says Road Rash returns in spectacular 3D. A full contact teeth-clenching blast on treacherous canyon ridges, high-speed freeways, and crowded city streets where twisted bikers tear through a gauntlet of combat racing. So this one actually looks really cool. It also has this original thrashing soundtrack. And that's another thing that I remember is they had a pretty good soundtrack with these games. So even though this is the greatest hits version of the game, it's still one that I didn't have and I'm really looking forward to trying out. And then on to this Sega CD game, we have this Power Factory. And this is pretty interesting. I'm not exactly sure what this is. It says featuring CNC Music Factory. Make your own music video. So I bet this thing was pretty interesting back in the day. And now you usually don't see too many music videos, especially like you used to on MTV. So this one was another inexpensive game. Just have to get a new case and kind of clean it up. Make sure it's in a little bit better shape once I'm done with it. So this is pretty cool and I'm excited to actually try this one out. And then on to this Nintendo Wii game. So this one was a pretty inexpensive game. I think it was just in one of those dollar or so bins. So this is Glacier 3, The Meltdown. So this one looks like an interesting racing game. It says get ready to ride and rampage in Glacier 3 as you compete in the illegal glacier races. With the competition vying for victory and your demise, equip yourself with one of 8 powerful cars and experimental weapons to demolish other contenders in this deadly race. Do whatever it takes to stay on track or you'll find yourself dead last. So this one actually looks pretty interesting. Looks like another one of those vehicular combat style games. Comes with this manual and everything's complete in here. So this one I'm actually looking forward to trying out. This looks like it's up to 2 players, so that might be pretty fun to play. And then on to this Wii game. Here we have this Dead Rising Chop Till You Drop. So this is another one of those zombie style games. I haven't actually played this one before. I've played a lot of the others in the series. I really liked them. They usually have tons of zombies to go through. Right here it says go on a chopping spree. So of course we have all of this stuff at the mall again. And there's tons that you can go ahead and go after from the creators of Resident Evil 4 Wii Edition. Shopping has never been so much fun. Of course it comes with this pretty large manual in here with a lot of images from the game. And it explains a lot of aiming and controls and weapons and everything else in here. Then of course we have this disc right there. So this one looks like a pretty fun style game. This is only 1 player. And then on to the Super Nintendo game, we have Total Carnage. So this has been one that has been on my list for quite some time. I didn't really want to pay over $20 for it, so I've been holding out looking for a great deal on it, and I actually got it for an amazing deal. I couldn't pass it up. So this one, the label's in pretty decent shape. Everything looks to be pretty complete, and it doesn't look like there's anything messed up with the card or anything. So this game actually looks like a lot of fun, and I can't wait to try this one out, as this one has been on my list for quite some time. And then on to this Joe and Mac cartridge. So from that last video that I made with those pretty awesome box set games where you have a lot of several games in one cart, that I actually got that Joe and Mac version that had the Joe and Mac 2, and Congo's Caper. I had to add this Joe and Mac game to the collection as I realized I didn't actually have an authentic original Joe and Mac game. I just have that little collection set that I mentioned before. So this one is such a fun game that I had to have the original, and I'm just shocked that I found it for such a great deal. And then on to this Wii accessory here. So I actually didn't have one of these pretty cool fight pads, so I had to add one to the collection. It's in very good shape, just needs a little bit of a dusting. and all of the buttons feel pretty good on here. So this is for the Nintendo Wii, and it definitely makes it a lot easier to play some of these games as opposed to the nunchucks. So I was pretty lucky to find this one for such a great deal as well. And then on to a couple of these handheld games. We actually have this Lilo and Stitch 2, and this is for the Game Boy Advance. And then on to this Wacky Races. This one's actually a really fun game. I have it on some of the consoles. I've never actually played it on the Game Boy Color, but this one I really enjoyed and I had a lot of fun playing it. And then on to some more games. This is called Mini Ninjas. So it's just this cute little cartoony style game, and it says biggest danger, smallest hero. So this one looks like a pretty interesting adventure style game. It says lead a band of mini ninjas on an exciting and heroic journey, save the world from total domination, and defeat the evil samurai warlord and his magical army of twisted samurai. So this one looks pretty cool. It says 6 playable mini characters armed with authentic ninja abilities and skills, use ancient magic and powerful spells to defeat the evil samurai and transform enemies into animals to restore the balance of nature. So this one is also complete in here, has the disc and the manual as well. So this is pretty cool. And then we have this game on the Xbox 360. So this one is pretty neat. This one has some really cool cover design on here as well. It says a twisted psychological action thriller from the nightmare team of Suda 51. So this one is definitely pretty cool. There's tons of demons in here, and this just looks like a crazy, scary looking game. So this says brutally demented boss battles, psychologically twisted visceral combat. So this looks like a really cool game. Comes with the manual as well. It's a little bit smaller, as that tends to happen, and these designs and everything on here are just really awesome. So this game I'm actually really looking forward to trying out and seeing exactly how crazy this game is. Looks like some pretty awesome weapon styles on here, and all of these different enemies look pretty crazy. And then on to the Gamecube. So I actually found this Harvest Moon Magical Melody game for just a few dollars. So this one says start a farm, build a village, and of course it's just your Harvest Moon style game. We have this instruction manual on here. Of course it's pretty thick, has a lot of the different characters and everything in here. Festivals, free the harvest goddess. It says fishing, building your dreams, animals, upgrading your tools, eating and cooking, and parts of the town and everything else. So this one I'm actually really looking forward to trying out, as I haven't actually played this one on the GameCube, but I did enjoy the Harvest Moon games. So this one is definitely pretty cool that I scored it for such a great deal. And then we have this Namco Museum 50th Anniversary Edition on the Nintendo GameCube. So this one comes with the original disc in here. It has some pamphlets right here. It has this instruction manual. And this is just so cool, as it has these pretty cool colors on here, and of course all of this Pac-Man stuff. So it says the Ultimate Arcade Collection, no quarters required. It's party time. Namco celebrates 50 years of bringing you the greatest games on the planet by releasing the biggest compilation of all-star arcade classics. Namco Museum 50th Anniversary features 14 of the most treasured Namco original games in arcade history. So here it says 14 classics arcade hits. We have Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, Galaga, Galaxian, Dig Dug, Rally Axe, Pole Position 2, and just some other games on here. And it even has this brand new retro cool interface where you explore a virtual arcade. So this is definitely pretty sweet. And it even has this 80s soundtrack that takes you back to the glory days of arcade gaming, and this time leave your quarters at home. So this one looks really cool. I also found this one for just a couple dollars as well. This one is in pretty pristine shape, so you can't beat that. And then of course this copy of Grand Theft Auto 5 on the Xbox 360, Once again, this was scored for just a couple dollars. It even has the original GameStop thing right here. So this was actually pretty local where this was bought, and it looks like it was bought with a gift card, and they paid $63.59 for this. So that is just crazy, because I only scored this for just a few dollars. It comes with right here the disc 1 install and then disc 2 where you play. So this was a complete copy of Grand Theft Auto 5. Then on to some more Grand Theft Auto. We have this greatest hits version. This is Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, and this one's really cool because it comes with a game disc, and it even comes with all of this. So here we have this instruction manual, which has some pretty cool information in here. And then it comes with this pretty awesome poster, which I really like about these games, is they actually come with these posters. So anytime that I find the originals with them, I have to pick them up. So this is pretty cool, as it says Grand Theft Auto on it. It has all of these images of the game. And then on the back here, we actually have this map, and it even has the San Andreas sites. So this looks really awesome, this huge game map on here. And this just brings back so many memories, because I loved playing all of these different games in the series, and I had so much fun from the original on up. And then on to this PlayStation 2 game, we have X-Men Legends 2. This is Rise of the Apocalypse. So this one's a pretty cool Marvel style game. So on here it looks like we have tons of different characters. It says assemble previously unimaginable teams from 16 playable X-Men and Evil Brotherhood characters. So this is co-op online and off with up to 4 players. So once again, this one comes complete. This one was scored at the same place for just a few dollars. Then of course I scored this Oni game. So I'm not really too sure about this. This is a Rockstar title. It says a dark future, an uncertain past, no one left to trust. An intense action anime thriller comes to life in Oni. As an elite member of the Tech Crimes Task Force, Konoko is an agent on a mission to fight the evil syndicate. But things are not always as they seem. Konoko is haunted by unknown demons of her past, and the truth threatens to send her over the edge. Can you master this explosive hybrid of hand-to-hand combat and cutting-edge weaponry to free Konoko from the evils that surround her? So this one looks pretty neat, and once again I scored this one for just a couple dollars, and it has this really cool shiny cover on here. And then following that same thing, we have this shiny cover, and here we have this Kingdom Hearts 2. So this one is a classic. Not sure if I had it in the collection, so I had to score it. Of course, it's by Square Enix, and these were just great classic games of my childhood. Loved playing them, loved all the Disney characters in here, so this is definitely pretty sweet. And then of course this game, we have Bully, one of the hottest new action games around, and that was said by IGN. Bully takes the Rockstar tradition of groundbreaking and original gameplay and humorous tongue-in-cheek storytelling to an entirely new setting, the schoolyard. As a mischievous schoolboy, you'll stand up to bullies, get picked on by teachers, play pranks, win or lose the girl, and ultimately learn to navigate the obstacles of the worst school around, Bullworth Academy. So this one is another classic. Of course, it comes with everything in this edition. It has this really cool gold that shines on the front here. And we have all of this included. So here we have this instruction guide on a lot of information regarding gameplay and characters. And then we have this pretty cool map, which is like another poster. So of course we have this Bully image on this side with Rockstar. Then on the back we have this pretty large map of a lot of the different gameplay. So this is pretty cool to have. And then on to this last game. So of course we have this Naruto Ultimate Ninja 2. So this is definitely pretty sweet. It says great ninja aren't born, they're made. So this one looks like Pretty awesome fighting style game. It says the Ultimate Ninja Fighter returns, over 30 playable characters and 16 unique stages. So this is definitely pretty cool. It says all new character customization and story mode, spectacular battles, mini games, and tons of unlockable content. So this one is also complete, and this one is a really huge manual with a lot of information in here. So this is definitely pretty sweet, and this was also scored for just a couple dollars. So I'm just so thrilled that I actually scored all of these games local to me. Some of these games, once again, I scored from a pretty awesome buddy of mine. He works at the Dundalk Flea Market. He usually sets up a table there. So if you're ever in the Maryland area and you want to hit up a pretty cool flea market, I would highly recommend it, as sometimes you never know, you might walk away with such amazing deals on some items. He's usually set up right in the front there. He just picks a table and he has some pretty awesome items. He does accept cash and card, and he will work some deals with you. So I actually scored most of these items from him, and they were all scored for some amazing deals. Some of these games were just a few dollars each, and then others were not much more than $10 or so. So I definitely scored a lot of these on the cheaper side, and I'm just thrilled that I added them to my collection. Some of these I've been looking for quite some time, and he had them there. He has some pretty rare items too. He has this Scoon manual there that I really need for the NES, and hopefully maybe next time I go I'll be able to work some sort of deal or trade or something out with him for it. So that's pretty cool. And then the rest of these items I actually scored from this other pretty awesome outside flea market. Now that one has been my little honey hole for some time, so I'm not ready to give up that spot just yet, but I've been finding some amazing deals there. Some of these games I scored way less than what they should be going for, and it's just tons of people that are getting rid of a lot of their games. So if you've seen some of my previous videos on my $5 or less flea market finds, that's where I scored them. So these are just some pretty awesome games here. Some are a lot of fun, some I haven't even played before, but they've been on my list for quite some time. If there's anything that you see here that you highly recommend, go ahead and drop a comment below, and I'll try and play that game first, as some of these I know absolutely nothing about, but most of them have been on my list for quite some time, and I'm ready to try them out. So of course, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Go ahead and check out my other videos, and stay tuned for more.